Welcome back. Our special focus: as cases are spiking in India's urban centres, should we look at fresh lockdowns, city-wide lockdowns, as Chennai announces a tough new version? Joining me today is Kovai Satyan, spokesperson of the AIADMK. I'm also joined by Priyanka Chaturvedi from Mumbai of the Shiv Sena. Also joining me, Ateshi Marlena of the AAP government. Joining me today, Mr. Satyan, why has Chennai gone for such a strict new lockdown again? Why do you think it was essential at a time when many have been asking that in the battle between livelihood and lives, we need to look at opening up India again? Sorry, we just lost Mr. Satyan. Can I go across to you, Atishi? Because at this time we've seen, in fact, we've seen the comparison between Chennai and Delhi, both cities seeing an upward rise. Why is it that the Delhi Chief Minister tweeted today that another lockdown is ruled out?
I think, Sonia, first of all, when we look at the situation, we need to understand that the scale of the pandemic that the coronavirus has caused is something that the world has never seen before. So there is no easy answer to the crisis that this virus is causing. So on the one side, you have the health crisis, you have the number of rising coronavirus cases. And this virus is unique because of its high infectivity ratio and the fact that it's a disease that has no cure. But on the other hand, a lockdown also causes serious economic crisis. We have seen the kind of migrant crisis that has occurred. Maybe more deaths have been caused by the economic crisis than maybe the coronavirus pandemic. And secondly, and most importantly, even to deal with the pandemic, to ensure that health facilities keep running, to ensure that doctors are there, the government needs to have the money to pay the hospitals, to run the hospitals, to pay doctors and nurses their salaries. And governments get their money from taxes that come from a running economy. So you must understand that with the lockdown for 2 months, there has virtually been no tax collection that has happened across the city. And this is going to put governments in a very severe situation where they would soon be in a position where they are not able to pay salaries of officers, of doctors, not able to provide the critical healthcare services that are needed to deal with this pandemic.
So that's an important point you're making. You're saying we need to keep open in a way to fight the corona crisis. But let me just look at the comparison between Delhi and Chennai. If you look at it today, Chennai has announced a lockdown again from Friday. Their active cases are 14,667. In Delhi, the Chief Minister has ruled it out, but our active cases are 24,032. And looking at the rate of growth in the 3-day moving average, Delhi is at 5.9% versus 5.2% for Chennai. Mr. Satyan, we just heard Delhi saying in a sense that we can't afford to lock down again because we need to pay our healthcare workers, we need to pay essential services. We need to deal with this in a way where we balance both. Why has Chennai decided to go for such a tough lockdown?
See, this pandemic has given many lessons to many people. Each state is doing their best to handle this. You not only need a short-term, long-term solution, but you need a contingency plan for this, handling this pandemic. So that you have a hotspot, when you have a cluster emerging faster, you have to ensure that as per the protocols of ICMR and WHO, you need to ensure that the area has been cordoned off and you do the maximum number of screening at place, identify people and then cure them. So the lockdown is not a permanent solution. It is not going to ensure that the COVID is going to go away permanently. It is a stopgap arrangement. It is a contingency plan. So looking at the density of the population that Chennai has, that too particularly the North Chennai where it is emerging faster, 3 out of 15 zones in Chennai, where the 3 zones have surpassed almost close to 2,000 cases.
Right.
So it necessitates us to take the strict measures, because in the end of the day, it is the duty of the government to protect the people, save the lives of the people. And when you have a mechanism in place where the people have voted and trusted you, and you represent them, you have to ensure that their lives and livelihoods are being protected at best when the toughest of situations warrants.
It is the duty of the government to save the lives of the people. That's an interesting point there. But let me go across to Priyanka Chaturvedi, because Priyanka, we've seen that in the big cities, Mumbai is still topping in list of numbers, but the growth rate is coming down. But Mumbai has had a very bad 2 months where the infrastructure has been attacked, the worry about patients saying we just can't get beds, those horrific videos that we've seen. What's been the biggest lesson? And do you think now when Mumbai is opening up, is it too soon? Should we be looking at still being extremely tough on keeping restrictions in place?
No, Sonia, as far as Mumbai is concerned, the numbers that were showing high was also because of the tests that we were conducting were happening at on an aggressive basis, where we were identifying and isolating people. The lockdown which Maharashtra introduced was in a phase-wise manner, in a staggered way. so that people got adjusted to the idea of a lockdown, and then we cooperated with the center as far as the lockdown was concerned. But during that lockdown, we also built our capacities as far as medical facilities are concerned, infrastructure in terms of beds and requirements of oxygen, ventilators, etc. Mumbai was doing that. And today we see a large amount of recovery happening, infection rate reducing, doubling rate is above national average. So we have managed to achieve that. And like the Chief Minister said, that the way we brought in phase-wise lockdown, the same way we will start business again in a phase-wise manner, so that we don't need to shut it back again. So we have the situation where we are running the economy, at the same time also handling the crisis on a large scale. So I would say that in a phase-wise manner, like we started 60,000 industrial units so that people do not lose their jobs. We've started that. In fact, today we signed 12 MOUs worth 16,000 crores.
Right.
So we are slowly and steadily going back on track as far as the economy is concerned.
So I think this really is the biggest challenge. But I want to ask you, Atishi, in this. Today we saw the Home Minister meeting with all Delhi representatives, including the Chief Minister, the Home Minister visiting the LNJP hospital. There is also the optics that now the Home Minister is taking charge of what's happening in Delhi. Did the AAP government falter? And also this contradictory stand on testing. As Priyanka Chaturvedi pointed out, she says Mumbai numbers are high because our tests are very high. Delhi seemed to have in fact tried to clamp down. Were they trying to cover up the extent of the problem here in Delhi? And now 5.5 lakh cases in July, says Manish Sisodiya. How will Delhi cope?
I think 2-3 things, Sonia. First of all, there has been no clampdown upon testing. Delhi still has the highest million of all the states in the country. Delhi as a state is testing, has more than 13,000 tests per million, whereas the next two states, Tamil Nadu and Rajasthan, are half of that. So first of all, Delhi some amount of testing, and that is one of the reasons for the high figures. But that is fine, because testing is important to stop the spread of the disease. Number two, as far as the Home Minister is concerned and the involvement of the central government, I think that is a very welcome step. And that is a welcome step because there is a lot of health facilities that the central government has in Delhi. And I think that the crucial thing as far as the spread is concerned, now Delhi has a very robust system of home isolation that we have put in place. So the crucial thing then becomes hospital beds, and especially intensive care units. And I think that central government, which also, just like Delhi government has 10,000 hospital beds in Delhi, the central government also has 10,000 hospital beds in Delhi. So if there was to be collaboration between the state government, I think that is only to the benefit of the people of Delhi. So I think we are very happy with the involvement of the central government.
Absolutely. I think at this time is one time when politics really has no place in this at all. We saw it play out in Maharashtra. Hopefully we won't see it play out in Delhi, and Tamil Nadu taking a very different step. Let's see which strategy is successful, because now it's not about states, but actually city-specific fighting COVID. Thanks very much, all of you, for joining me.